as far as I think, you're trying to sell me a vacuum that doesn't do anything. I spent my card
Yes.
and a turn
Yes.
in this economy to make you not draw a card. Is there any way the stuff I sent to my graveyard is usable from the graveyard?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's good. Now.
Welcome back, everybody. My name's Taylor, and this is your favorite TCG guessing game, Staple or Stinker. Today, I'm joined by one of our lovely Magic the Gathering hosts, Thoralf. Are you ready to see some Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
Looking at cards, reading them, judging if they're good or bad. It's like gossiping, only it's allowed, you know?
That's right. You can say they all suck if
Yeah.
you want to, just
Yeah.
because they're not Magic cards.
What are you gonna do? Write a bad comment about me? Get in line.
Well, today is a little more interesting than usual because we're looking at old school Yu-Gi-Oh cards specifically.
Okay.
There's nothing newer than 2008 out of the cards I've selected today.
Does that make it easier or harder? What do you think?
We're gonna find out. They should have less words on them in general.
Oh, okay. That's good for me.
Are you ready for your first Yu-Gi-Oh card?
Hit me.
Here we have Breaker the Magical Warrior.
Okay, so it's a 4-star, or as Carl says, Dragon Ball Warrior.
4 Dragon Balls, yeah.
Which means, this is what I've learned from the series, you can just play it.
You can just play it from your hand once per turn.
When this card is successfully normal summoned, which is good because you can just normal summon it, put 1 spell counter on it, max 1. Increase attack of this monster by 300 points for each spell counter on this card. Also, you can remove 1 spell counter from this card to destroy 1 spell card or trap card on the field. And it has actual stats. So my usual way of looking at those cards, I remember, is if it had a 0 somewhere, it was good. Because you only played it for the effect and it didn't really matter that it could attack or block.
Yes, I can tell you that back in the days, the actual stats of monsters did matter quite a bit more than they do now. There was a lot more back and forth, sort of resource, battle-focused type gameplay in old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Compared to now.
Okay, it's a dark monster. This is what it says.
It is Dark Spellcaster.
If that is relevant, I cannot know. What I can know is if I look at the card and saying it has 1,600 attack and it gets 300 more by the counter,
Yes.
that is not super important. Like, using the counter is part of why the card would be good or bad, right? And if you just use the counter for its effect, destroying 1 spell card or trap card, it loses 1/6 of its power. That's not really bad.
Yeah, you can look at it that way, yeah.
Can you use that anytime you want to use it? Like, if I play this now, and then it's your turn, and you activate a spell card, can I remove the counter?
You cannot. This is not what we would call a quick effect, so you can't do it at instant speed.
Okay.
You can do it on your turn when you have priority, essentially. So in an open game state, you can activate the effect to remove the counter and destroy a card.
That's very important, yeah.
It's not instant speed, as you would say.
But that also means if I play on my turn, the first thing I can do is remove the counter, destroy something, and then be good, right?
Yeah.
Now the question is, how really reliable is you having a spell or a trap card that I can shoot with it? If you play a trap card face down, could I destroy it with it?
Any back row, if they have a field spell, you can destroy any of those with this card.
Because they can only be spell or traps, right?
Yes.
Okay.
At this point in the game, you could not set monsters to your spell and trap zone. You got all your bases covered. Breaker can pop the back row.
I'm ready to deliver my final judgment.
Okay.
And I'm also able to back it up, at least in my mind. I'm going to say that this card is a staple.
Okay.
And the reason is why this is your normal summoning to start your combo or your effect. Because what you're gonna do is your opponent plays like their cards face down. You play this, say, I'm going to destroy that, now I can go.
They then get the chance to respond.
Yeah, but
if
they
they
usually
want to.
only have cards that would like make an effect that you do stuff, right? Like
That is true, depending on the cards they have set. Yeah.
so since you didn't do anything yet, except for just this is what we call like a check, you know, like you play this, and it's like okay, like for example, your spells can't be countered. They have to do something now, and if they can't, you're good to go.
Okay. So you're saying staple on Breaker.
Yes.
Breaker the Magical Warrior. I just realized we're missing something, Thoralf.
Oh no, what am I missing?
The big red button.
Oh.
How? Well, now you've ruined it. It was going to be so suspenseful.
Oh, sorry.
I actually don't even need the button. You're completely correct.
Hey!
Breaker, huge staple card in old school Yu-Gi-Oh. 1900 attack actually is very relevant because
Yeah.
that was kind of like the maximum attack points that normal summons tended to have at the time. But then the option, like you're talking about, to remove it, you still have 1600 attack, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And you get to destroy something your opponent has. If it's a face down card that has to activate in the battle phase or something like that,
Right.
they don't get a chance to use it and it's just destroyed. If it is something that they get the chance to respond with, it's probably not the best time for them to be using it anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, spells and traps were all over the place back in the day.
So I don't know how like the actual creature or unit, how do they call it?
Monster.
Monster matchup was, but it has some stats, so it could maybe kill something that's relevant. But also, at least like this is the time in Magic sometimes, if you have those cards that have like, I don't really play it for the creature, but then there are those legendary stories where you look at each other and don't do anything, you just play this and you attack for 1/6, attack for 1/6, and it's like, you know what, I actually won with the break of the Magical Warrior beatdown.
You nailed it. I tried to steer you off of it, but I couldn't do a good job, so you saw right through me. Breaker is a total staple, and you are 1 for 1.
All right,
So speaking of destroying spells and trap cards, why don't we look at a trap card?
okay, it's bad. That's what I heard. Traps are bad, unplayable.
I mean, nowadays, traps are generally bad, but traps were more playable back then. This is a trap card called Time Seal.
Okay, wait, hold on. It has one line of text.
It's very simple.
Wow. Your opponents skip the draw phase of their next turn. Okay, so if I play it, instead of my turn, I'll play this face down, say your turn, and then before you draw, I will negate it.
You wish that's how the card worked, is what I
Nah.
want to say. Based on the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes,
You have to set a trap face down, and then starting on the next turn, you can activate it.
right.
When you pass your turn, the first thing that happens is it becomes my turn, the draw phase begins, and I draw a card.
So I can't use that.
No response window during my draw phase until after I draw the card. Then you have a chance to activate something if you want to.
So you're telling me I have to set this down and then wait basically 2 rounds for it to activate it to make you skip your draw step.
I will not skip the draw of the next turn after you set this because it happens right away.
So I'm not quite sure how this works well, but as far as I think, you're trying to sell me a vacuum that doesn't do anything.
It does something, it just does something a little bit later.
Yeah. I mean, here you have this vacuum cleaner, but actually before you want to clean, you have to turn it on and wait 20 minutes to get really warm, and then you can mediumly well clean your apartment.
But then it's still a vacuum.
This is a one-time effect. I don't know how Yu-Gi-Oh works, but if this would be like a spell effect, where you tell me I have to wait 2 turns, and you skip your draw steps completely, I would go like, it's probably good, but maybe not. You know, it's like instant time in Yu-Gi-Oh is worth everything. This is what I've learned, right? If you don't do it now, don't do it. 2 turns later doesn't exist in Yu-Gi-Oh.
We're rocking in like, 2003, 2004 right now, so it was a slower game back then.
Okay, there's about 0 chance that this card on its own is playable. And I mean not even like, maybe playable. I mean like, no. So either there's some way where you go like, I don't know, each turn you can put a trap card from your graveyard onto the battlefield face down. I mean, I can read around the bush like there's no way I'm saying that this is a staple. So
No matter how hard I try to convince you, you won't say it's a staple.
with what I know, is something else happening in a draw phase except for drawing? Like,
I mean, that's what I'm saying, is after the draw happens, then you can activate stuff if you want to.
no, yeah, but like, is there anything bound to a draw phase that I want you to shut off except for, like, the literal only fact is you don't get to draw 1 card. I spent my card
Yes,
and a turn
yes.
in this economy to make me not draw a card.
In this economy?
A random card. It's not even like, in Magic, we have a card called Zer's Wording, where you can basically see what your opponent draws and deny it.
Oh, that sounds really good, actually.
It's a bit expensive, but it's not the worst effect if you can work around it, because that works forever, right?
Yeah.
Here, it's a random draw. And you know what's gonna happen if you don't draw it? you draw it later. Like, you draw it the next turn.
You will draw it the next turn if no shuffling happens.
No, I'm putting my foot down. This card is a stinker.
Time Seal, stinky, stinky trap card. You called it before you even saw it. You said this is going to be bad because it's a trap.
Yeah.
And guess what? You're wrong.
No way.
This card actually took a little bit to get there. I will say, this is from like 2002. In 2006, it was banned. So
what am I missing?
one key interaction, if I have Time Seal set on my field, you play Breaker and use its effect to pop my card.
Okay.
I can activate Time Seal, so you will skip your next draw, which you're right, doesn't happen until your next turn.
Okay.
But at this point, you've used an effect to try to destroy my card, which was only a Time Seal. So by denying you a draw and you using an effect to destroy it, now you're down 2 cards and I'm only down 1 card.
So basically you're playing like Find the Queen with your traps. And this is the reasonable worst card you could find that actually does something.
That's kind of the idea, is because spells and traps were so used, you could basically use this as a bait for your opponent to get them to waste removal on it. You still get the effect of denying them the draw. And also, at this point in the history of the games were so resource intensive and back and forth. If you got ahead on board and then suddenly your opponent doesn't even get to draw their card for their turn, you can like really snowball the game,
turn.
right? Yeah.
And your best case scenario is that your opponent like guesses wrong. This doesn't sound like a card that should be banned. Something else should be banned instead of this.
Well, that's the second part of the equation, is around this time, Konami really cracked down on these types of denying draw type effects.
Okay.
Specifically because there was a combo deck that used Chaos Emperor Dragon, which wiped the whole field and both players' hands, as well as a small monster called Yatagarasu,
Okay.
which when it attacked, it stopped your opponent's next draw.
Yes.
So you could wipe the field, wipe the hands, hit them with Yatagarasu, and then they were locked out of the game.
Yeah, so that makes sense. You're basically cashing in your stuff and then destroy everything.
Yeah, so these types of effects
But then ban
in
the
general,
card.
and-
Like
well,
the-
they did, that's what I'm saying.
No,
but-
not this card, the other card.
They did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Chaos Emperor Dragon, Yatagarasu, that whole situation, of course, had to be addressed. But also cards like Time Seal were addressed in the same way, just because, like I'm saying, if you can get 2 cards out of this from your opponent, like it actually is quite good in terms of card advantage.
It also makes the whole game kind of like the show. Like you play a card face down and then you go to your opponent's like, is that a real trap card or a fake? And then you kind of have to like hold your like stance like
That-
no, this is like the best card you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Please don't target this one.
really want to destroy this, trust me.
It's just like that becomes a whole different form of then acting. Right?
I mean, to give you an idea, there's also a card that's a trap card called Jar of Greed,
Yeah.
cousin of Pot of Greed.
Oh yeah. If you destroy draw 3 or something.
No, Jar of Greed just says draw 1 card. It's just a trap card that says
Yeah,
draw
okay.
1 card, which is essentially the same idea as Time Seal. If
Right.
they try to destroy it, you just flip it and you draw a card. So
Yeah.
then they wasted a card and you got a card back.
Was that over good?
That was played.
Yeah.
Same idea. So Time Seal, I had a feeling that one was really going to trip you up. So I'm not surprised to say.
Yeah, because at least in Magic, you always get those cards that does like a very tiny one-time card replacement thing, and it's just not worth it.
Yeah. Safe to say Time Seal, not very playable in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! You got that one on the head. So card number 3. How we feeling?
You know what? I'm not even sad. I think like that a card found in application is awesome.
I think if I took 100 Magic players and showed them Time Seal, 99 of them would say it was bad. So
No, to be fair, I think the better you become, the more you think it's bad. Like
you're like, I'm so good, of course I would
exactly,
think this is bad.
this
Of
is
course.
my takeaway. Basically, I'm already 3-0 with only 2 cards.
Well, we'll see. Let's see how you can do on card number 3. This is another spell trap to keep with the theme. This is Block Attack.
Okay, another one-liner.
Another one-liner. I told you, we're taking it old school today.
Block attack, spell card. Select one of your opponent's monsters and shift it to defense position.
Gotta love that old wording, right?
Well, I don't know the new wording.
The effect is the same.
I like the call to action, right? If you have something, it's like, I'm gonna shift it. And it says, I'm doing it.
I will shift it to defense position.
Yeah,
How do
exactly.
you feel
It's like,
about
I don't
that?
care if it's your card, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very straightforward, right? Now, what is defense position? Like, I know that it doesn't really take damage or whatever, like...
Yes, so a big difference between Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Is
Yeah.
the way that combat works, because your creatures have health, essentially, that when it hits 0, they die.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Does not work like that. Attack position, defense position, basically just means whatever position it's in is the stat that it uses for the battle. So 2 attack position monsters compare their attack points.
Right.
Attack into defense position compares the attack to the defense points.
Yes.
If you attack something in defense position and kill it, the opponent doesn't take the damage.
The
Because
difference.
Essentially, everything in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like trample damage. You take the difference as life point damage when it dies.
And I remember from like kitchen table Yu-Gi-Oh! If the difference is minus, you take the damage?
Yes, if you hit into a defense position monster that's like face down,
Yeah.
and you flip it up and it's got like 3,000 defense points,
Right.
you will take the damage back that they have extra defense.
That's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Thrill I'm still rushing on. It's like, if you put something with the biggest ass and they go like, I'm taking 2,000 because I attacked it.
There was, yeah, that was some good fun. Labyrinth Wall and all those kind of Millennium Shield cards.
It's the same with when you play it face down and you're like,
Yeah, you're like,
they're gonna attack.
attack it, come on, you know you wanna.
Okay, the problem is still, what is my benefit of using a card? If a monster is in attack position and it has an effect, does it still have the effect when it's in defense position?
Yes, something like Breaker has the effect when you use it, of course. But there is monsters that have continuous effects while they're on the field. In that case, they would still be active if you put it in defense position.
So the only thing that makes me think that this card is actually not bad is that I really think it's really bad, and it's really obvious that it's really bad.
So
there's a curve on Staples Thinker, right? You have like those cards that seem good, and then you're kind of on the edge, but the more they seem good, like if it seems too good, it becomes bad, but also if it seems really bad, something is off. Like they wouldn't show you a card that is clearly quite bad, right?
I mean, you can say that, but you also just called Time Seal a stinker. So.
Yeah, exactly. This is why I'm getting burned already. Imagine you just give me the worst card ever, and only banking on the fact that I'm looking at it's like, that's obviously the worst card ever. It must have a thing.
The mind game is an important aspect of Stapler Stinker, for sure.
Yeah, choose your Yu-Gi-Oh! Host well, because like if they're too good, your life becomes a mess. I don't see it, man. For this to be relevant, you need to attack. Because if I just shift something in defense position, in the next turn, you're gonna swap it and attack.
Yes, you would essentially play this in order to attack into something that has a high attack value.
So that doesn't do anything, right? If I have no creature, it doesn't do anything. No monster.
Yeah.
So I need to have a monster that attacks, and you need to have a monster that's face up and in attack position for this to be relevant. And then your monster, like, I guess, I don't know if it's a staple that the defense position has lower rating if it's like an aggressive creature.
In general, monsters tend to have lower defense values than attack values.
Why wouldn't I play a card that just destroys your monster?
It's a good question. Maybe you don't want to dark hole your own field.
Yeah. No, I also know Raigeki, which is just your side of the board.
Yeah, I mean that.
But instead of casting a Raigeki, I could also go through the hoops of making it into defense position and then attacking it with the shitty creature I assembled. No, it's a stinker. And also, like, if this card is not a stinker, I'm getting worried about it.
I'm flipping this table. I'm walking out of the studio. Block attack.
Please.
That's a very stinky card, Toffel. You're 100% right.
And it's not even close, right?
It's really not close. This is from the second set ever Metal Raiders in 2002, and even back then, it was not playable. It's exactly what you said. I'm just gonna play a card that kills your stuff. I don't care about putting it in defense mode.
I think for like actual low ball Yu-Gi-Oh! That I played as a young kid from a box where I have no idea what happens, this is an awesome card.
I 100% played this when I was a kid. I had it in my deck. I thought it was so cool.
You're killing your opponent's stuff, you put it in defense position where it shouldn't be, you're the hero.
And modern TCG player like brain, you're exactly right. It's just not worth a card. It's a card in your deck. Like,
Right.
So, 2 out of 3,
Yeah.
doing pretty good.
4-0.
4-0, that's right. But who's counting anyway? So here we have card number 4, another trap card for you since I hear you love them so much.
Okay.
This is Sanguine Swamp.
So it's a trap card. If you control any other spell or trap cards, destroy this card. Face down spell and trap cards cannot be activated. Destroy this card during your second standby phase after activation.
I don't know if I know what the structure of a magic turn is, to be honest. But you do draw phase, standby phase, main phase in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then after your main phase, you do the battle phase. And if you want a second main, you can have a second main. Essentially, what the standby phase is used for is counting effects like this of how many turns have passed. So you would activate this, then it would come back to your turn. That would be 1. And then it would go to your opponent's turn, and then it would come back to you again. That would be 2.
Okay, so if you control any other spell or trap cards, destroy this card. Which, I mean, if you can't do anything, why would you have anything? So it kind of checks out. So for me, let me play this through. I start, I play this face down. Your turn, you draw a card, I say, I activate my trap card.
Yep.
He said the line. I did say the line. Now, you can't activate face down spell or trap cards. You could still place them.
I can, yes, if I have traps in my hand, I can put them on the field, but until that is gone, I can't activate any of my traps.
Can you play them face up and use them?
Spell cards, yes.
Okay, so that doesn't stop you from doing that.
Spells you can play straight from your hand, but traps you have to set on the field first.
And yeah, traps is the only way of using them is to put them face down and waiting.
Yep.
Spells you can use. Then it's my turn. That's my first standby
That will be
phase.
the first standby, yes.
I'll pass to you. I can't play anything because any other spell or trap card would destroy this.
You could play a spell from your hand if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And you would get the spell effect, but when the spell effect resolves, the trap card would destroy itself because it saw that you had another spell. By choosing to play a card from your hand, a spell,
Right.
you're choosing to end this effect.
Might be even a bonus that this cards go away because now I can do all the stuff I want to.
Kind of similar to what you were talking about with Time Seal, in their draw phase, after they draw their card, you could activate this and floodgate them for the 2 turns is kind of the idea.
Uh-oh. You used the word floodgate for a card. And
It is a floodgate effect. It stops your opponent from playing a type of card, which is what floodgates are.
so this is where like the inter-social thing, the way you sold me on floodgate for this already sounded like, like you got this ready for this card.
I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm just that sneaky.
Maybe. That would be incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the reason. I love it. I say this is a staple.
Staple card, Sanguine Swamp. So
no.
I just want to point out, you said all trap cards are bad,
Yeah.
and you're calling this a staple.
Well, all trap cards are bad, but some of them are worse or better.
Toffel?
No.
This is a stinky, 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 stinky card. I'm so sorry.
How did I gaslight myself into
I mean, I didn't even really give you that much on that one, to be honest. You just talked in circles. Like, you
just nodded at the wrong moment. And just like, yes, this is engagement. Please, let him go on. This is
We made eye contact at just the right time to convince you, but no.
Okay.
Sadly, it's floodgating your opponent in the way that they can't activate their trap cards. Cool, great, that's fine, but it's also basically stopping you from playing spells yourself.
Right.
Because if you're playing this card, you probably want to get the 2 full turns out of it. At the very least, stopping traps for just 1 turn is definitely not worth it. Also, about spell and traps being so popular at this time means you really want to be playing the spells on your turn, and spell and trap removal also was quite popular.
Yeah.
So getting rid of it if they wanted to was quite trivial.
You know that a friend of you just like meltdowned into something. He's like, I could stop him, but I also could just see where this is going.
Yeah, you know what? The longer you talk, the better this video gets, I think. So I'll just let you ramble on for a couple minutes and see what we get.
Love it. Fair.
2 out of 4. If you do worse than Carl, he'll never let you live it down.
Now actually I feel the pressure now.
Pressure's on. This is the most words we've seen
Is
so
it a
far.
trap card?
It's not a trap card. It's a spell card.
Okay.
And it is called Future Fusion.
Future Fusion. Send. What?
He read one word and gave
Send.
up.
Like there's a comma after send. Okay.
Send.
Send from your deck to the graveyard fusion material monsters that are listed on a fusion monster card and select that one fusion monster from your fusion deck. Okay, special summon the selected fusion monster during your second standby phase. Okay, that's the same thing. I start, I play this, your turn first, your turn second.
Yes.
After this card's activation, this special summon is treated as fusion summon. When this card is removed from the field, destroy that monster. When the monster is destroyed, destroy that card. So you can take parts of a fusion monster from your deck to your graveyard, and then you can summon whatever it would fusion of your fusion deck. Did I understand that correctly?
In 2 turns, I believe it is.
That's a long time. If this is destroyed before the monster comes on, it doesn't do anything.
You do not get to summon the fusion.
So you're telling me I have to wait 2 turns and pray to my Yugioh gods that this is still on the battlefield in 2 turns. After, do you know those fights, enemy fights, then the smoke goes away and somehow somebody stands? Like,
yeah, the battlefield clears and somehow my future fusion is
and
still
you go
on the
like,
field.
how did, like, is that person still alive? Let's ignore that I have no idea what all those fusion things can and will be. You still have to put the stuff in your deck that fusion summons them. Like, how good is the best fusion monster? I guess, wait, how much material do you need? Is there like a fusion monster that needs like 3?
At this time, there was fusion monsters that needed like the classic just 2 specific named monsters. They had also started creating more fusions that used generic requirements. So there would be some cards that are like, use this and a dragon. There was cards that had 3, 4, 5 material as their summoning requirements in the fusion deck at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were they good? Was it worth summoning them?
You know, there's
Is Exodia a fusion monster? No.
not at this point.
Wait, they changed it?
They've made extra deck Exodia monsters,
Oh.
but not at this point. Most of the fusion deck was large meatballs. There was just big beat sticks with large attack points, maybe with an effect.
So summoning them didn't really guarantee you much. Like, maybe it's good, but it's not worth going out of your way to summon them.
Yeah, I can tell you that in general, at this point, the fusion deck was just large things that could hit really, really hard.
Okay, if this card is good, it's about taking something that is already good from your deck, put them to the graveyard, and even then, if this card goes away, you can still somehow fusion summon this thing with the stuff from your graveyard if you get that back. So I don't know, if I say like, I want to summon this, and I mean, if it happens, I'm fine with it. If it doesn't happen, I'll play a card that says, get 2 fusion monsters from your graveyard or reanimate something and then go from there. I mean, to be honest, like the opportunity cost is pretty low because like you play it, if nothing happens to it, you're happy. If something happens to it, what's the worst that can happen? It goes away. The way I've been trained to look at Yu-Gi-Oh cards nowadays is not how I can judge those cards with, because it doesn't do anything in your turn at once, already bad card. 2008, different scenario, because apparently you can steal your opponent's draw steps and still be happy with it, or play like actual normal creatures. So
I'm so happy you said Time Steal was bad. I knew that wasn't getting me. I was planning that from the beginning.
okay, so I think you threaten something, it doesn't seem to get like prevented. For example, this would not care about this, right? You just play it face up, it stays there, and this.
That's right. You cannot stop a future fusion with a Sanguine Swamp, which I feel like is a sentence that has never been heard before.
Well, it looks fine. Like, I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, I play this, you have to get rid of it. If you don't, you're screwed. If you do, well, I have the stuff in my graveyard, and you're kind of also screwed.
Mm-hmm. I certainly saved the best for last. You're thinking awful hard on this one.
I need to get to 3 wins. Like,
it's not an option.
There might be contractual obligations at this point. One last question. Mm-hmm. Is there any way that the stuff I sent to my graveyard as a fusion material is usable from the graveyard? For example, I'm thinking of exile this card from your graveyard, destroy a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's good.
That's all you need. You're like, can I use the graveyard effects of the cards I sent? You
Yeah,
can.
but like on their own. Like in this case, this becomes like a pot of greed on crack, right? Because then this doesn't care about what you're actually summoning with the fusion. It's a bonus, but you're just taking the fusion stuff that helps you through your game. Yeah, I'm convinced.
We're settled. We're there. Staple card, Future Fusion.
Yes.
Oh, hide the button. Future Fusion is a mega, ultra, super, duper staple card. He did it. He got there in the very end. You nailed it. I'm so glad you got there because you don't really care about the fusion summon.
Yeah.
You're just sending cards straight from your deck to the graveyard and then using their crazy graveyard effect.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid to have fusion cards also have an effect additionally.
Right.
I assume this one was one of the later cards, like to then add to stuff.
This came out August 2006. It was limited to 1 copy in September of 2006.
Yeah.
It's really good. And even without the context, I could have told you there's like fusion cards that are 5-headed dragon that takes 5 dragon monsters.
Yeah.
Any 5 dragons from your deck straight to the graveyard. There's also a machine that is Cyber Dragon plus any number of machine monsters.
Oh!
So you could literally send every monster in your deck to the graveyard on the first turn with this.
So it's not even like an extra, like it can be anything sometimes. Yeah, okay.
But even outside of those exact cases, like even just sending whatever materials they are, you're doing it for the purpose of putting those cards in the graveyard. There's a spell called Foolish Burial, and it's just send 1 monster from your deck to the graveyard. And that card's been like ultra good on and off the ban list since it came out.
Yes.
So Future Fusion is a tricky card because you do focus on the fusion summon when you read it.
Yeah,
but that's not why we play it.
But that's some casual aspect of it, right? Like people go, it's like, I can cast this 500 dragon for real.
Exactly.
Which is not really the point.
That's not the point. 3 out of 5, you tied with Carl. I guess both our Magic hosts are just as good at Yugioh.
I feel like this one was hard, like especially with the condition that 2008 is a different Yu-Gi-Oh animal.
And maybe next time we can do a Staple or Stinker versus with you and Carl at the same time.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want to see that. We'll see you in the next one. I'm sure everyone's going to love you talking about block attack for like 10 minutes.
That might be the record on talking about
The most that card's ever been talked about.